first place conference lead, the Eastern Kentucky Colonels welcome in the Kentucky Wildcats into Gertrude Hood Field for both teams' penultimate midweek game of the regular season. Hello everyone, Wes Chandler on hand. It's two tradition-rich programs that have a ton of respect for each other between the lines tonight, and it's two teams that have been fueled by their pitching this year, and we will get. And she sends one on a one-hopper to Kennedy Drafton. That's how we start the game. Eastern Kentucky defensively behind. Plots, homegrown product from Tates Creek High School. And she'll send one into shallow center field. Drafton has been busy, and she's up to the challenge here. Swing and a miss, and a good start for Maddie Rutan in the circle. We told you about her strikeout numbers. She strikes out Hutchins. Good 3 or 4 jump lead out of the batter's box, and she hits one on the ground, and the Colonels will have a good start as she sends one into center field. And Jalen Haynes, coming off that first team All-A-Sun selection last year, her bat's starting to get there. Knox shows bunt and lays it down, and there'll be one play, and trying to take third is Haynes, and the throw down is in time. Haynes never stopped around second base. Donnie Whitehead signals Haynes out. Jane Worth potentially here. Here's Kentucky defensively real quick. Mitchell, Blum, and Plots in the outfield. Outfield fly ball, but it'll be taken by the shortstop Reesner. And good inning for Hindigas and the Wildcats. EKU had a little traffic there, but payoff pitch, and it's low ball 4. First base runner for the Cats. And here's a high fly ball deep into left field in foul territory. Michaela Mathis makes a nice running catch. She can cover some ground out there in left field. And just before it went out of play, Michaela Mathis is able to snag it. Inning when EKU comes up. 1-2 to Reesner, and a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts now by Maddie Rutan as she went to the outside part of the plate, dotted it on the black, and Reesner get the game complete. Numbers a little inflated because of that, but 3.74 team ERA in Kentucky at 3.30 in the team ERA department. Change of speed, and out in front is Hamilton. It's a 2-strikeout inning for Maddie. Just 1 hit in the last 5 games for her at the plate, and a swing and a miss. Sarah Hindigas able to get a very dangerous hitter, and Rutan is down on strikes. And Michaela Mathis works a walk. Good at bat by the sophomore. EKU has a really good mix of her and Alexia Lakatina. Really formed a nice tandem there in the rotation, and a strikeout looking for McLeod, and that propelled EKU to a series win. And she supplies a fly ball into shallow center field this time, where it'll be handled by Reesner. And a pair of strikeouts in the inning by Hindigas and California. 2 years there with the Beavers. At 271, 4 homers last year. Here's a high hopper. Drafton's been busy, and she'll make a nice little off-balance throw. Rutan to a 2-strike count. 2-2 now to Emery Donaldson. And a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Rutan. Give her 4 the first time through the order. Two is a called strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Maddie Rutan, and she is carving her way through the Cats' order. Freshman from California. And a swing and a miss. A lot of strikeouts on both sides. Hindigas now has her 3rd. Also was a runner-up there in Montana And she will have a base hit there as that's going to roll all the way to the wall, and it'll be extra bases for Tacey Haas. So the 9-hole, Tacey Haynes down to her final strike, and she does pull something to the right side. That will advance Haas to third base, but it does cost EKU their second out here in the inning. Give credit to Knox for laying off that really tough pitch. And now a 3-2 sent skyward into right field. Coming in, making the catch is Plotz. EKU gets a double by Haas, but Hindigas shuts the door after that. This one will carry a little bit of weight, add to that strength of schedule. What has been a really tough schedule for Kentucky. Jordan Smith into foul territory. That's how we start the top half of the fourth inning. Peyton Hutchins, first team All-State here in the Commonwealth. Really good two-way player. Pitched to a very respectable ERA when she was in the circle before coming to UK. Checked her swing, and Donnie Whitehead rings her up. Second strikeout, out innings. She threw in 2 of EKU's 3 games against Austin Peay this past weekend. And a swing and a miss. She's got the strikeout working, and Maddie Rutan all fired up, and she is pitching it down in Atlanta. And Kennedy Drafton hit well into center field, backing up and taking it just shy of the warning track is Blum. Kennedy Drafton nearly got the Colonels on the board. But Hindigas sharp so far, and a 3-2 just a little bit high. A walk by hits by Hindigas. And on the ground, challenge is Reesner. She'll go on to second for 1, and the relay on to first not in time. UK will get the lead runner out.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 52.
Payoff pitch, and that's another one challenged by Reesner, and she'll make the play. Pitching has dominated the game so far. Who will break through first? 100 player in the country by extra innings softball. Softball and basketball star at the prep level. Here's one on the ground, backhanded by Smith. She'll take it to the bag herself. 3-2 once again. And this ball is fair. It bounces off the bag. And Cassie Reesner with a base hit, the first hit of the game for UK. A prolonged at bat. Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. Good at bat by Hamilton. Second walk by Rutan tonight. 0-2. And the 0-2 line to Haas, and unable to keep it on the infield. And Kentucky will strike first. Throw comes into third, and sliding in safely is Hamilton. And 2 more in scoring position as the Colonels allow a base hit there to Madison Clark. And Clark comes through in a big way for UK right there. Haas just could not keep it on the infield. If she keeps it on the infield, there, that prevents that run from scoring, but it's per game. And it's a walk, well-earned walk by Donaldson. Now 4 straight have reached. And now the bases are low. And this ball will find a gap, and it will be an RBI for Blum, and that makes it 2-0. Got down. That is the inning that Rachel Lawson and her Cats certainly needed. RBI for Blum, her 31st of the year. Plotz, hard hit on the ground. Drafton will play that on a hop. There will be an out at third base. And it'll be a double play. Here's another look at it here. Watch Drafton there, top of your screen. I think you could tell with that angle there that that ball bounced before Drafton caught it. So that, I think that ball's on the ground. Yeah, just looking at it here, that's the look to give you. Is it looked like that ball hit the ground. 3-2. And the Cats will load the bases once again as Hutchins is aboard. Third walk of the inning. And when EKU played off, and she smokes one into deep left field. Will the park contain it? At the warning track, Michaela Mathis is able to make the catch. Just enough to stay in the ballpark, but it's the inning that North Alabama this weekend be their final road series. And Lily Davis with a good start for EKU here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. It's a solid single. And now back-to-back singles as Billups follows with another single into left field. Colonels will try small ball, and the bunt is popped up. A big break for Kentucky that time as the bunt popped up by Haas. Taking charge, power, and they can change the game with one swing. Can the table setters do their job? Haynes will go into left center field gap, and EKU will have the bases loaded as they try to fight back in this. And Knox ground ball to first, going home, and that will get the lead runner. Borzilleri has been big defensively this half inning as she has recorded both outs. And it's low, ball 4, and that's how the Colonels will score their first run. Coming on down to score is Alexic, and it's 3-1. Where to put Rutan? Michaela Mathis would be next. Payoff pitch coming, and it's a swing and a miss. Hindigus bears down and gets Rutan. Second time that Rutan has struck out, and the Colonels leave the bases loaded. Victoria Byram, 5'10" sophomore from Lakewood, California. And the first batter she faces will draw a walk. But chose to play softball here at EKU. Here's a bunt laid down. There'll be one play. McLeod goes on to drafting it for the first out. And now UK able to take the base at third base. They signal. Weak pop-up. Byram will take charge, and Hamilton is the first out of the inning. Kentucky looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. They have been excellent in midweek games this year, and now the bases are loaded after Madison Clark draws a walk. 0-1. Sent on a line into center field, backing up Haynes. She'll make the catch, but well enough distance behind that to supply an insurance run for UK as Mitchell comes in to score, and the Wildcats make it a 4-1 game. So we'll do the 2-2 again, and there's a called strike 3. Byram gets Blum, but not before Kentucky pushes another run across. Kayla Mathis first up for EKU here in the top half, or bottom half of the sixth inning. And Mathis sends one skyward into shallow right field. Just on the outfield grass is Donaldson in with the fourth place North Alabama team. They're 500, 9-9 in the A-Sun. And the Colonels need base runners, and they'll get one here as Jada McLeod draws a walk. Lily Davis from Louisville. She pops one toward the EKU dugout. Will there be a play? Yes, there will. Right in front of the EKU dugout for Borzilleri. Really good outing from Sarah Hindigus. And now one center of the diamond, calling everybody off, is Donaldson. And a good shutdown inning for in the nation in RPI. Victoria Byram in the circle for the second inning, and here's a high fly ball into the right center field, and it will leave the ballpark. It's a home run to start the top half of the seventh inning by Peyton Plotz. And there's the power that UK has been looking for, and Peyton Plotz delivers. And it's the 12th home run of the year by Plotz. Watch this one more time. Everybody alert over there. And that makes it 50th home run of the year by Kentucky. And now the base hit continues as the parade rallying on for the Wildcats as Hutchins gets her first hit. 2-2 coming. And another comebacker right to Haas. She'll shovel over to Drafton, trying to turn two, but it'll be late. First out of the inning on a fielder's choice. Colonels do get some really good coaches, but they have a lot of former players that want to be assistants for them. And here's one out of the outstretched arms of Haas. And another base hit for Kentucky. Give them 7 now as Hallie Mitchell gets her first hit. Cassie Reesner. 2 hits in each of her last 2 trips to the plate. And she swings at a first pitch in the air to right field. Knox going over to her right, and she'll haul it in. Big Blue Nation. She had a walk-off home run against their arch rival when she was a freshman. Welcome into the fold after that, and she'll pop up here to Maddie Rutan. Colonels needing at least 4 to prolong this momentum over toward the third base dugout. And Tacey Haas in the air to shallow left field. Reesner. From San Bernardino, California. And on the ground, backhanded by Reesner, and a really tough play there made defensively by Reesner as shortstop. She had speed. 7th batter faced for Carson Fall. 3-2 is outside, ball 4, and the game continues. This one on the ground, backhanded by Donaldson. She'll go the short way, and Kentucky comes into Richmond and takes one over EKU by a final score of 5-1. The Wildcats get their 28th win of the year, and a nice midweek win for the Wildcats as the bats come to life there in the late innings for UK, and they make the short trip back to Lexington with a win in their back pocket. This one was a fun one, as for the 37th time, 2 teams from the Bluegrass state of Kentucky meeting in the midweek game, and Rachel Lawson gets the win over a good friend Jane Worthington here at Gertrude Hood Field in Richmond.